Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is gonna be a comparison video of the P226. I have the KWA P226 and I have the KJW 6-hour licensed P226. This is gonna be pretty much a comparison of both on performance wise, cosmetics, all that kind of stuff. I purchased this KJW P226 about a couple days ago. I've already put about 500 rounds through it. Put it through some tests as far as getting some dirt in there, stuff like that. For performance wise, to compare it with the two. First off, let's start off as weight wise. They're both when you hold them, they're both almost the same weight. But as far as being the heavier pistol, the KWA has a little bit more weight to it. Not to say that the KJW doesn't have any weight to it or anything like that. It's still very, very heavy. Compared to the KWA though, the KWA has a little bit, just a little bit more weight to it. But I think as far as the weight goes, I think more of it has to rely on the mag. The KJW mag is, you can notice a big difference as far as weight wise as far as the KWA. They're both kind of pretty much the same size, but they're both kind of about the same size, but the KWA weight of the mag is heavier than the KJW. And when you hold them without the mag, they're both pretty much identical. So my conclusion was that the mag on the KWA is what's making the KWA heavier than the KJW. Mag wise, they're both pretty much the same price. The KJW is 30 bucks for a new mag and 35 for the KWA. On the lips, you can notice a difference as far as the tips go where you put in the BBs. The KWA has a thicker entrance as far as the top goes, which I like because it seems that it's more sturdy. If you were to accidentally, when you're loading up the mag, if you were to let go of the spring, it wouldn't snap. Whereas the KJW one is a lot thinner, and I feel like if you accidentally let go of it when it's at the bottom, it could snap. Because I have broke a KJW on my 1911 mag, the top, it has broke because I've accidentally let it go. So I'd give the KWA an edge on that one. And as far as price, the KJW is a little bit cheaper at 5 bucks less. Alright, they're both these pistols, as far as cosmetics on the front, they're both pretty much identical. They both have the same pretty much characteristics and all that kind of stuff. You got the slider release, you got the decocker, you got the mag release on the same front, you got everything. The slider release, it's all the same. So as far as cosmetic wise on the front, they're both pretty much the same. On the back, well, the big difference is that on the KJW you have the 6-hour license P226 on the side, which the KWA doesn't. It has the KWA M226 P2P, which kinda, I don't know, I like the realistic signatures on the KJW where it does say the 6-hour, which I kinda like just to make it look realistic. And you also have the P226 on the hand grip. On the other side, again, you do have your SIG Arms trademark. It does say made in Taiwan on the bottom of that. It says 6 caliber, 6mm. You also have your P226 logo right here also. Where on the KWA, it says professional training pistol, which kind of, I mean, if you don't really care about as far as logos and all the trademark kind of stuff, then they're both pretty much the same. So now we go on to the hammer. What I noticed when I first got the KWA, is when you look at the hammer, you'll notice that it's kind of weak. I remember when I first got it at Airsoft GI, they told me, I thought it was broken, but they told me that's just the way it is. It's real weak. Whereas the KJW, you'll notice it's a lot quicker, and the sound is also a lot more crisp as far as you actually having to pull a trigger. Where this is kind of like, it's just kind of weak. You don't have to really pull as hard on the trigger, which could be a good or a bad thing. I like kind of a good thing because that's pretty much as realistic as most guns, because most pistols you have to put at least like 6 pounds of force on the trigger for it to fire. So the KJW pulls out on that. Another thing, there's a little bit of difference as far as decocking mode. When you use a decocker on the KWA, when you push down, it won't go forward until you let go. Whereas the KJW, when you push it down, it goes up, pretty much goes forward, but not all the way, to let it go when it goes forward. So again, like that, and the KWA, pretty much like that. They're both metal, so that's a good thing. That's how much they get their weight. They both have this grooved right here on the hand, right there, and on the handle right here. You both have the groove things, which the SIGs 226 actually have, so that's a good thing. As far as the sliding goes, you'll notice that, let me put the slide up, when you notice that on the KJW, it's not that great. It's actually kind of a buzzkill. It's actually kind of slow. And you notice with the KJW, it's pretty rock solid as far as it goes. You can tell, you can notice a big difference. As far as the slide going much faster and much more violent on the KJW than the KWA. The KWA is kind of, whatever. It gets it when it wants, but with this, it rushes to the front. As far as blowback goes, when you're using the pistols, the KJW is, as far as kickback goes and feeling it, the KJW by far has the best kickback. That's probably because the slide, as I just compared, the slide is a lot more violent, I guess you can say, a lot more, I don't know what you would call it, but the slide moves a lot faster on the KJW, which I think is the reason why it has a much more of a kickback than the KWA. As far as gas wise on the mags, as shooting, the most BBs in a mag, I'd give it to the KWA. The KWA can probably shoot 25 BBs. I think that's the most I've shot on a single mag charge. With this and the KWA, the most I've shot on a single mag load was about 15. But again, I just got this, so I might have to break it in a little bit more. So, I mean, maybe it'll change the more I use it. So, as far as gas efficiency, I have to give it to the KWA so far. As far as reliability, even though I've had the KWA, I've already put some dirt and all this kind of stuff in the KJW. I put dirt and all that kind of stuff into it already. When I was doing some yard work, I just kind of, piled up some dirt and some grass and leaves and put it in there and shot a couple rounds. And as far as it being dirty on the KJW, is that I shot 2 clips with it being dirty, and I had two BBs that kind of got, I wouldn't say jam, I guess you can call it jam. It didn't double feed or anything like that, but jam as far as the BB getting caught up right here, as where the shells would eject on a real firearm, it got caught there. And with this KWA, as far as being dirty and dirt getting in there, forget it. It won't shoot. I can tell you right now, it pretty much acts like an M4. You get like one little thing of dirt in there and it's gonna jam up. I've took it to 3 games and it's been dirty, and all 3 times I've taken it out to play, it's jammed on me every single time. I've lost, I guess you can say, my faith in this pistol as far as being reliable and having confidence that it's going to shoot, because when I've taken it out, again, 3 times, you can ask the guys on my team, on the Roughnecks, they've seen me, I've taken it 3 times and each time it's failed. So, reliability, for sure, the KJW, because I put it through some tests and all that kind of stuff, 500 rounds, put dirt and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I haven't had it as long, but KJW still shot. It was KJW, I have a 1911 KJW, and it's probably the best pistol I've ever owned. That's why I went back to KJW, because the KWA has not performed to my standards at all. So overall, the price of the KWA 226 is $165 from Airsoft GI. The KJW 226 was $130, $125. I can't remember. I got it from Airsplat. My first purchase from Airsplat, and they got it here quick. That's probably because they're in California, just like I am. 2 days it took, and I got this. They received the payment. The next day it was shipped out to me, and couldn't be happier as far as the service wise as getting it to me. So again, overall, if you're looking for more bang for your buck, you want to save a couple bucks, you like the trademarks and all that kind of stuff, you want performance wise, like I'm picky as far as performance wise. I want things to work the way it should. I would spend the money and get the KJW. Honestly, like the KWA, they make great rifles, great AEGs and stuff like that. I own a KWA K4 Riz, and it's performed pretty damn good. But with gas pistols, it was probably the worst buy I've ever bought. It's pretty much like a paperweight. This pistol wants to shoot whenever it wants. It's unreliable. I just want to get rid of it. I'm selling it. I mean, it was worthless for me. I took it 3 times. All 3 times it failed. It pretty much made me not ever want to go back to buy a KWA gas blowback pistol ever again. I don't think I will. Just simply because of the fact that this pistol, you hear so much great things about it as far as Airsoft GI, the forums, the Airsoft world. You hear a lot of good things as far as KWA with their pistols, but for me, I'm not going to speak for the KWA as a whole, but as far as me, it performed nothing than what I expected. So again, I don't think I'll ever go back to KWA. That's just my preference now. I mean, I gave it a shot. It was not to my standards. I'm probably going to stick to KJW. There's people who say like, oh, it's kind of like the middleman, they're not worth it, blah blah, but I've had nothing but great things to say about KJW as far as parts, performance, all that kind of stuff. My 1911's been put through a lot, and I've had not one problem with it. With these two, they both break down the same. It's pretty much the same thing. So you pretty much, it's preference wise, brand wise, I guess you can say. So I hope I helped you guys out before you spend the money, because I bought this $165, pretty much gone to waste. I spent another $135 for this. So you can take what you want. I mean, everyone has a preference. I just prefer the KJW more than anything else. So I hope that guys helped you guys out with your choice if you want to get a 226. Again, this is Nekro of the Roughnecks. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll have my review of the KJW up pretty soon. Bye.